What is going on, guys? My name is Austin Swaim, and welcome on into today's FanDuel Hurry Up. We are going to be talking some NBA Daily Fantasy for Tuesday's play-in slate. That's right, we have a Western Conference game and an Eastern Conference game to decide a couple of remaining playoff spots. I'm going to give you a stud, a mid-range, and a value option that I'm keeping my eye on for Daily Fantasy. And for my stud, it's the stud I'm keeping my eye on going into the playoffs of any team in any situation. That's Paul George of the Los Angeles Clippers. He's $9,600 on this slate. I don't think people understand how good Paul George has been since returning from injury. He's averaging 1.51 FanDuel points per minute, and it doesn't really show in the box score because he's been on some minutes restrictions. He has a 32.5% usage rate that blows away anyone else on the Clippers. He's been shooting the lights out, but that's not it. He has more than 5 assists in all but one game, and he has at least 2 blocks or steals in every single contest that he's played. The Clippers have lost just once since he returned from injury. It was an overtime period where he could not play due to a minutes restriction. LA has the second best offensive rating in the NBA in April at 129.0. Paul George is really the only daily fantasy piece that is safe, that feels viable. The Clippers have a weird rotation going on right now. I can target George, and it only costs a 4-digit salary to do so. This is a game that I definitely want access to in the Western Conference. But my mid-range option is going to come from the Eastern Conference side. That's where Brooklyn is taking on Cleveland, and I'm looking at Evan Mobley at $7,800. Mobley has 40 FanDuel points in both games since returning from injury. He had an ankle sprain. 1.08 FanDuel points per minute for Mobley since Jarrett Allen got hurt. We really don't know about Jarrett Allen's status heading into this game. He hasn't played in over a month, so it'd be really hard to see him returning to a full role. We know Mobley's got one. He's an excellent defender, and Brooklyn is a stellar matchup for bigs. They are dead last in the NBA in defensive rebounding rate. They have averaged the ninth most second chance points, so Evan Mobley crashing the offensive glass can get it done there as well. Mobley's just got an incredibly high floor. He stands out in the $7,000 range, and in this winner-go-home game, you have to think that the rookie out of USC is going to play 42 minutes when we get down to things. But the value option I'm going to go with is Mobley's teammate as well, and it's no coincidence that I picked George and the Cleveland guys because there are 2 giant pace-up spots on this slate. It is the Clippers jumping from their 18th best pace all the way to the top-paced Minnesota Timberwolves, and then Cleveland is 28th in pace on their own, but Brooklyn is 10th in pace. So an uptick in possession for Cleveland. That's why I like Mobley, and that's why I like CARIS LEVERT here at $5,400. LEVERT's role is just too good for this salary. It's a full-time role. He's averaged 0.90 FanDuel points per minute since sliding into the starting lineup back on March 26th. 22.9% usage rate in this time is exactly what you expect. It's better than any Cleveland starter not named Darius Garland. Brooklyn has surrendered the 9th most three-pointers this year. They will allow 3-point attempts, and that means Darius Garland and CARIS LEVERT are both going to let him fly from the backcourt. LEVERT's salary is just a lot more manageable. These are 2 games, 2 teams that I'm targeting on Daily Fantasy. We'll have playoff spots decided, and I know we all can't wait.